3 years. It has really transformed my life. It changed it completely. I don't do anything else. I'm not fucking painting doors. I'm just
riding the dicks of these cunts.
You guys were willing enough to support me sucking dicks of these cunts.
I'm riding dicks.
Oh, she's gonna do it.
So long, so long.
Riding the dicks of these cunts. So long.
He's riding the dicks of these cunts.
So long.
Dicks of these cunts.
Just riding dicks.
Riding dicks.
You like it, don't you?
We're riding dicks.
Dick riding fucking
Like if I made a live stream and I titled "They're riding dicks," it works really well in the search engine. All these people in the chat, they're just riding dicks.
They jumped on it. They jumped on it without touching.
Jumped on
Dicks.
They were riding dicks.
We're taking you guys with us.
I'm a fat 8 inches, mate. Forget the 6 inches.
Is this anything I can do, Mookie?
riding.
Take this, last fight.
Who's riding dicks here?
That's it. I'm riding dicks here.
He's riding dicks here.
Riding dicks.
I'm actually glad I was born with just one eye. Here, haters.
You dick riding fucking
We're riding dicks.
Quattro D.
We're at a gay bar having dinner.
He's riding the dicks of these cunts.
They're riding dicks.
This might be like a prisoner exchange.
It's like hiring a hitman.
What do we have to do for some clips around here?
Watch Nicholas come back. I'm riding Dixie. I'm riding Dixie. Dixie.
Thank you.
I don't understand
Thank
why
you.
you're having I don't understand why you're having to go at me.
Yo, what's happening, guys? I'm not sure where the hell Archie is right now, but I figured I'd start this up. I know there's a lot of people in the chat. Figured we can show you guys a bit of entertainment until the pontiff shows up. You know, the title of today's stream is something about a secret quest. I think he means secret guest, but I mean, when I logged into the stream, there was no guest, there was no Archie, so I don't know. I sent him a message, and he hasn't been on WhatsApp in like fucking 5 hours. So I don't know if he fell asleep or I don't know what the hell's going on here, guys. So I figure I'll fire it up here and see what's going on. We got a lot of folks in the chat. Yeah, Rick Foss, we're firing it up. I'll give you guys a bit of an update of what happened earlier today. There was a horology dungeon earlier, and a bit of a conflict between Mental Jock and Lux. Lux came on claiming that all 100,000 subs of the horology dungeon are real. Jock was calling him out, saying he sold Archie a bot channel, and Lux, came back in saying, no, those subs are real. They were organic. And look, I don't know, man. I don't believe it. I don't think anybody really believes it, but Lux is sticking to his story that all those subs on the dungeon are real. But hey, man, we'll see kind of how it goes. But really, interesting conflict between the two of them. Lux came on just really riling Jock up, and I think hey, look, from a troll perspective, I'll give Lux a bit of points on that. I think he did a pretty good job. But yeah, like leaning in on the whole, hey, the dungeon subs are real. And I think the big joke about this is Archie got his silver play button, that 100,000 subscribers, congrats button from Google, from actually the dungeon, not from the ArchieLuxury channel, not from what he claimed was a combination of that and Paul Pluta, like complete bullshit, complete horse shit. He got it off the dungeon. So yeah, I mean it's a bit of a comical story, right? Archie used to say this whole I don't cheat narrative. And Lux is claiming there was no cheating going on in the dungeon. All of that was organic. But we're all kind of calling him out. We're like, well, I mean, if it's organic, like, how come, the dungeon kind of peaks at 150 viewers, something like that, I would say, on a good night. And, on some kind of regular days, it's something like 50 to 80 viewers, right? So it doesn't really kind of add up. And honestly, Archie even trying to push his idea of moving this show, the mainstream, to the dungeon, like, to me, it didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, the algorithm's not going to really like, you got 100,000 subs and the engagement's pretty small. Like, I don't really understand why he thinks that's a good idea, but hey, it's definitely very, very interesting and unusual behavior for him. Him showing up late to a show is not unusual behavior. I really don't know what's going on with him right now. I'm checking my messages to see if he's even up, but he hasn't even checked WhatsApp. And usually he checks WhatsApp when he gets up. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a mystery today. Pavel says Arch will keep running the Lux Charity Hour for weeks now for getting him the phony button. Yeah, look, this is also a story that I think a lot of people are speculating on. That Archie said, "Hey, I was thinking of moving my main stream to the dungeon," and then he was thinking of rebranding this stream to the Archie and Lux live stream. Because yeah, I mean, I'm sure Lux wants the silver play button himself, and I think Archie would want to springboard that play button for Lux. So I do think that there is some legs to that narrative. Pavel, Mike the Mistake says Lux rallied the entire Cadbury workforce to sub. Yeah. Look, I mean, 100,000 subs. I don't know what kind of a channel Lux was running to get 100,000 subs organically. Like, if it's just, cat videos, or if it was like, travel videos. I don't know. Like, maybe someone was saying conspiracy videos. Now, conspiracy videos would make the most sense because a lot of those conspiracy theory channels are actually like, they get shadow banned pretty quickly. And, I mean, the dungeon seems like a shadow banned-esque type channel. So, yeah, maybe, it was a conspiracy channel that got shadow banned, and Archie just wanted a channel, right? So he's like, well, I'll buy it, not really caring about it. And then today, he somehow can sneak in and get a silver play button off of it. So, hey, who knows, right? Who knows what's real and what's not. Gildan says, Lux, Viking sucks. Ducks, all right. Now, Archie's, when he was in London with me, he kept, like, bragging about the deep fried random birds he eats every day on the cheap in Shenzhen, and it didn't really sound too appetizing to me. I wasn't that enticed, but he kept talking about how cheap the food was and how it's all deep fried, and I'm like, I don't think that's very healthy for you, man. But that's it. What's up with Turkey Hill making Canadian cookies? I don't know, man. I don't know what those are, but yeah, no idea. Billy Jeans, Tan's 100% the CEO. I would insist on having. Tan, you should have a clause in your contract for chiropractic appointments because your back must be hurting for carrying the big guy. I don't know where he is, man. I was tuning in like you guys were just to see what's going on. This is a little bit of an interesting title, The Special Quest. Maybe not a special guest, but a special quest. And I was kind of speculating what kind of a special quest Archie would go on, right? The only quests I've ever seen him go on are to Pizza Hut to buy a beef and reef. So, yeah, not sure. We got £2 from Rich Mitch. Thank you so much, Rich. Says Lux touched me. Yeah, I mean, Luxy Poo's making a lot of wild claims here. He's making a lot of wild claims on. Maybe we can watch a bit of this dungeon, I guess, while we wait for Archie. I already got some of it queued up. I don't really know if this is the right spot, but let's kind of see what's happening here.
1,000 people who have subscribed.
How do I know? I don't know. You can have a go at me. Fine. Rip me
I never had a go at you personally, right? I'm saying number, bro. I'm not having a go at you. I'm saying the numbers. Okay?
I don't know. You can ask Archie to log in. I don't know.
Oh, fuck me then. Chat? Anybody? Yeah. Rufus.
Yeah, so Jock's kind of saying exactly what we're all saying, right? That nobody believes that there's 100,000 real subs on the dungeon. And Lux is like, he's defending it. He's like, look, I don't have access anymore. Archie's gonna have to log in. We can see. YouTube tells us there's 100,000 subs. That doesn't mean they're real, Lux. I don't know.
Are you there? He's probably saying back going, what the fuck?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking numbers, like.
I don't know. I don't know the numbers because I'm not logged in, so I don't know. I come with peace, Chuck. I come with peace. I
literally said fucking agree to disagree. You're like, oh no, let's keep going. All right, let's keep fucking.
I mean,
going.
you said, do you want to go deep? I said, all right, fine, whatever.
No, I said agree to you.
Yeah, so like Lux and these guys, like they go on and on and on for like another hour or two, and it actually gets heated, and Lux trolls Jock a bit. I definitely gave Lux some kudos on the trolling today. He did a pretty decent job. Zoso says I didn't travel to Canada to buy Archie's favorite cookies, only to find out they were made by Turkey Hill. What the fuck? I don't know, man. I haven't seen those cookies. Pavel, was there any drama in London? Tulip 1320. There was a so up until I don't remember if that was Friday night. I think it was Friday night actually. So maybe about a day into the Bro House, it was pretty like peace and love, all that kind of jazz. Then I think on Friday night it popped off. It was either Friday. Yeah, it was Friday night because I don't think we'd gone to the show yet. Archie ends up going on to Tim's stream because Red Shovel was streaming in the house, and it was pretty epic, to see Archie on Tim's stream and just kind of trolling Tim and really sending Tim, like, Tim's he's getting really triggered, and Archie's just like, hey man, like you lost 50 viewers, to the colony and everything else, and Tim was, just getting really, really upset. And then, Mental Jock hops on the stream with Tim and starts going at him, for whatever. I think, Tim had said that Jock had been banned from the community channel or was being requested to be banned by a lot of people, which wasn't true. Then I end up I couldn't actually get onto Tim's stream because he wasn't letting, any of us on. But I actually was on the dungeon, and then they somehow got me onto whatever stream that Red had was in the house. And then I went at Tim for making up, because Tim was claiming that, I wasn't allowed in the Bro House and this and that. And I was, it was completely false, because, I mean, Jamie reached out to me directly saying, hey, can Tim stay in the house? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And it was Tim who actually, I said, look, the only condition for Tim to be in the house is Archie needs to be there. I didn't spend weeks upon weeks upon weeks, like, building up all of the whole build up to the Bro House. Like, I was doing all that promotion. I'm not just going to get handed to Tim for free, right? Like, if Tim wants to stream, that's all good, but Archie needs to do it as well. So, Tim didn't like that. He didn't want to be in the house with Archie, right? So, I mean, it was all on Tim's side. But, Tim then goes way off the rails, right? Starts like doxing Diego, and, Buckley goes on. Buckley's actually appearance on that show was really, 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 really good. So, yeah, a lot of drama that night. It really popped off. But yeah, that was a bit of the recap on the drama. Everything else was peace and love, I would say. Pavel says Arch got ripped off bad in that shadow ban channel with Lux. Gave him at least an extra few grand for nothing. Yeah, I think that I think Washington had said he bought his Pakistani travel channel for much less than I think Archie says something like $5,000 he paid Lux. Some crazy money, man. I don't know. We are all merely pawns on Luxy Poo's chessboard. Yeah, I mean, look, Lux came out in good form today with the trolling. I don't really have like exact timestamps of when it was going on, but it was. Let's see if I can find when Lux hops back on. Somewhere in this, because yeah, here we go. Let's see if we get to the.
It was so fucking random, Lux, that you just randomly said you had a good time in Bangkok, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I know people." There he is, mate. You have nothing to say. Everyone heard it. Come on, then.
Hello. Let's get it. Let's go.
An amazing show, I have to say.
We got 50 Norwegian kroner from Rick Foss. Thank you so much. Who says, for running Tan's solo show. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to run a show. I was sitting in the chat with you guys. There's supposed to be a secret quest or a secret guest. I do have a secret guest here. We got ABC. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Yo, what's happening, man?
Oh, not much, man. Not much. The Brovid house, man. Everyone got COVID, but us, like we were totally fine.
Yeah, I haven't been symptomatic at all. I haven't tested. I've got to confess.
No, I tested like before, like, so obviously you and I met Lux a few days, before, and we were outside like for pretty much all that time. And we met Lux, and when Lux said, "Hey, I'm COVID positive," I tested because I knew I was going to go to the house. So I tested negative. So I was like, okay, I was totally fine. And then I was fine throughout the trip. And then I guess when I came home, I got a text from Higgins saying, hey, you should test. Like, a bunch of us are positive. So I tested again. I'm like, look, man, I've been feeling fine the whole time. Tested again, negative again. So I don't know if it came in. I think it actually came into the house like maybe around like the day of the show. Because remember that day we left early to go we left early that day to go meet Higgins in central London, and then once we had
Yeah.
finished that, they went to the pub and everything else, and we ended up going back to the house, which we were locked out of, and then we just hung out for hours at the at the Chippy, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I just think that maybe, and then we weren't really around when a lot of that was going on. I don't know.
Even when we had coffee, that was outside as well.
Well, exactly. You and I were outside most of the time, and we were actually together a lot of the time as well. So, you know, if anything, if you had it, I would have got it because I was in a car with you, like, for hours almost, right? So it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. But overall, it was. I would say it was fun.
It was a great trip. It was a good
It was
event.
just
Trip.
ABC was just funny because when you walked in the door, that was like in the center of all that Tim drama. Like I was yelling I don't know, I was between like Brick Lane and like, towards like Old Street area,
You were in
right?
the
Like
back streets of Bethnal Green, mate.
I don't know where I was, and I just told my wife, I'm like, look,
Bethnal Green.
I just gotta go down this alley for like 5 minutes, just stay out in the light. Like I just gotta make a phone call. And then I just go at it, like just start going at Tim. And someone like yells out of the window, like, shut the fuck up. Which was,
Really?
yeah. It was yeah. I felt like I was in New York. It was pretty funny actually. But yeah, I mean, like that you walked into the show, like, because I ended up getting back to my hotel when you walked in, and I just see you with your hat backwards, like, what go on and all this stuff, and like meanwhile everyone's like fighting Tim on the show. It was absolutely mayhem on that Friday night.
I've got to see what that entrance looks like when everybody's, in chaotic mayhem. Then I come in. I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because I showed it to my wife and I was like, because she obviously like heard me yelling in the streets. She's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, I'm like, "Look, it's just a bit of drama. It's a bit of fun, right?" And then we got back to the hotel and I started laughing, and she's like, "What the hell are you laughing at?" And I show her like, because she's obviously met you, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's there now too!" Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it was a great event, great trip. Oh, you know what? I was on the treehouse yesterday, but let me tell the punters here. So when we got to the Dariana for D Times event, so it was me, Jamie, Marcelo, and I think Jock. And we get into the lift, elevator, or whatever. And there's this other guy there, smartly dressed, youngish guy. So Marcelo goes to him, "Are you a YouTuber?" And he goes, "Nah." He goes, "I'm a YouTuber." And I thought, "Oh, Rick,
Yeah, doesn't introduce himself
really? Please?"
as a chef. He introduces himself as a YouTuber, and honestly, his channel's only been back for what, like 8 months, 6 months, something like that. I don't even know. So, yeah,
That was funny.
Marcelo was living it up though. Like he was rubbing shoulders with Roman at the event. He was, trying to get in photos with Thorpe. It was
Mm,
it
yeah.
was interesting. He was working the room. Meanwhile, Archie's sitting at a table, basically stuffing his face, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I just had one croissant for food.
Yeah, I ate
And
pretty light as well. There wasn't
and a
really.
can of water. That's
I'm
probably why
gonna
I was so hungry at the chippy.
Yeah, let me share let me share this photo for you guys. So, this photo to me really from the London event really kind of it made me smile, right? Like, we have the original OC who was more than willing to let Marcelo go from the Timok channel. Was very happy for Marcelo to leave, and didn't think Marcelo. I mean, I'm assuming here OC never said this, but Marcelo said this that OC didn't have a lot of faith in him. So, it's just interesting now to see 8 months later, 6 months later, OC running Marcelo's stream or camera manning the camera for Marcelo's stream while he does his pigeon talk.
Well, 3 weeks is a long time in the Archieverse. People say, "I'm never coming back again. I'm done with this," and then 3 weeks later, they're back. So 8 months is nothing.
That is very true, man. 8 months is definitely nothing in the Archie, in the Archieverse, and it's great to see. Let me see if I can pull up another photo here. This one is from the first day at the Bro House. So you can see here on the screen we have
Oh yeah.
Dodger, we have Jamie Opulence, you got Marcelo, you got your boy The Narrative, AC3, we got Skyson Boys in the yellow hoodie, you got the original OC, Mental Jock, Red Shovel, Mommy, we got Mrs. Dodger and Thomas Burnett. This was the start
But
of the bro house and the
such
whole
excellent people. Seriously, just having met them, spoken to them, chilled with them, it was so relaxed and fun.
I'm gonna have to call you.
But
I was gonna have to call this guy
um,
three-hander because he said he's not three-hander, but I'm just gonna have to say three-hander because I don't know what 3HR is or 3-hour three-hander. Yeah, I was ABC and I left pretty early in the show because Higgins, Muhammad Ali, and myself had an appointment at Paddock Philippe for the Rare Handcrafts exhibition. So yeah, but I did hear obviously, I think it was Archie who was like raving over your watch and stuff. So yeah, no, would have loved to have met you, my friend.
what watch does he have?
It was like he'd mentioned a Grand Complication Paddock Philippe, I think it was. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
One of the funny things was, I think Slay was saying that Marcelo. No, Jock was saying so. Marcelo saw a couple of dogs in London barking. So they're with their owners. These dogs are barking at each other. Then Marcelo starts barking at the dogs, and he goes. The Jock goes, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes, "I'm talking to them."
Yeah, Marcelo, I think he was
That's
conversing with
hilarious.
well, I think he's conversing with much of the wildlife in London. And what's interesting? So this house, the Bro House, was originally like a care home, apparently, and then everyone starts talking about like the house is haunted, right? And so I sent in a super chat like 2 days ago, like just trolling about the whole haunted scene. And then Archie and I don't know who else was. I don't know if it was Sky. I think it was Skyson Boys. Was like, did you feel a presence? And that like they were actually, I'm not even joking with you. Like a few of them were like, no, I think this place is legit haunted. I didn't
I
obviously
didn't
experience or
detect
anything.
anything, but I'll tell you what was weird is that there's this little like closet that's got the boiler and the main fuse box. I'm like, hello, health and safety.
Yeah, that definitely yeah, there's definitely a few safety issues I would say in the house for sure. Um, Yeah, look, I mean, it was a cool. It was. I don't know if I'd want to sleep there, but it was a chill spot to like hang out during the day and even in the evening, right? Obviously the living room is pretty big. Attached. Open kitchen and everything else. Like
Yeah.
it was nice. Like when Higgins arrived, I was like, man, because he had a flight like literally at like 5 a.m. or something. So I was like, why don't
Okay.
you just? Yeah, I was like, why don't you just chill at the house until because the house was near. I think he was flying out of Stansted, so the house was
Mm-hmm.
like not too far from. It was on the way, I guess. So I'm like, why don't you just chill at the house? Because even if you don't want to sleep there, like there's a couch, like you can relax, and that's what ended up happening was, when we came back, to the house. They hadn't come back. They were still out by that time, like because we came back even after eating, being out for a couple hours. Like they hadn't even come back, and then and then they all came back with him, I think. And then he just stayed overnight, I guess.
Yeah. It was good, having spoken to Higgins, met Higgins, had a chat with him about a few things. That was cool.
Let me see if I can find some more photos here from the house that I can share.
I forgot what watch was he wearing.
He has Anderson Geneve. Um,
Oh yeah, the World Time, the Higgy World Time.
that's right. Yeah, I got to try it on. Um, this is this photo is hilarious. This is Archie messaging Tim Wright, and,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and what does he say here? He says, let me zoom in here. He says, "Thank you for the staff." Um, and then and then he writes, "My new friend was asking about like Archie was just really enjoying." So because people were asking, "Was there any drama? Was there any drama?" Obviously, the day after, all of that, like kind of, really big Timplosion happened. Archie started, going into true Archie troll like mode. Like he was making videos with OC, had his arm around OC. He's like, "Hey OC, we've been planning this for months." Obviously, OC is like, "No, no, no, I'm not part of this." Archie's just like, "Nah, OC, like we met in September and we planned this all out, and Diego was involved." And then he starts him like, "Thank you for your new staff," obviously with OC. And then, my new friend Roman's asking about it. Like, it was Archie was in good form the next day, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to Archie briefly. And, it was good seeing him again, and I mean everyone else. So you and Archie I'd met before, but everyone else I'd met for the first time.
So here we have a photo of Thomas Burnett's watch. I think it was I don't know if it was his Tudor P1.
Yeah, it was a P01.
Yeah, and you can see here if I just zoom in a little bit down here, you can see that it is autographed by AC3. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I mean, look, not everybody's gonna put that on their strap, but I mean, Tom's been a super fan for a long time. Like,
Yep.
yeah, he's been around since the Google Hangout days. Like, so for a guy like Tom to get an autographed, I would say that it's definitely something special to him. And yeah, I really thought this was cool to see. We got a $5 super chat from Jefferson Exotic. Thank you so much, Jefferson Exotic. $5. A reading for ABC. Go for it.
Hi guys, Luxy here. If anyone from the bro house has any unwanted chocolate, please post it to me. Any amount helps.
Man, do you see how much like Fortnum and Mason chocolate Archie took from the house? He took like probably 2 to 3 boxes worth of chocolate, and I mean those boxes were like, let me guess, 15, 20 pounds or something like that. I don't remember. It was probably like 20 pounds for a box. So he took like 120 Australian dollars worth of chocolate, like, with him to China, which is pretty funny. But those chocolates were good. It was like more of a floral chocolate, like a rose cream and a violet cream. I thought they were good. Because I was like random. Yeah, I was just randomly live streaming in Piccadilly, and my wife wanted to go into that shop to look at the teas, and then Lux was like, the chocolates are really good there. So I went up to the sales agent or whatever, and she was like, "Would you like to try one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I tried out like the rose cream, and it was really good. So I was like, "Cool, I'll get." And she's like, "Our rose and our violets are the best." So yeah, I just picked those out, and then Archie ended up taking like fucking $120 worth of it back with him to China. Thomas Burnett is a treasure. He really came out, and a lot of folks saw that, like, really shined in the live streaming. We see this on every trip, guys. There's somebody you don't think is gonna really shine. Think about like a Kesselwitz in New York, or yeah, like Kelso really shined in New York, right? Everybody, I think, from New York onwards, Kelso has been a star on the show.
That's right. Yeah.
For Tom, I mean, he was he was holding down the live streams a lot during the London trip.
Yeah. I mean, just that whenever he comes onto a stream, his depth of knowledge about watches, he's a serious collector and enthusiast.
Happy Meal had a chance to interview Sukabiet, Vlad Tim's stepdad the other day. Was a fan. Yeah, I thought, I didn't know Curly actually interviewed him directly, but I know that I think it was like a Christmas dinner or something like that. Like Narc and them were trolling via super chat and got some answers out of the guy. But yeah, look, if Curly's around and he wants to hop on, he can definitely play that. If I didn't see it, so I don't know if that's I don't know where that would be. Lux was there. Was he patient zero at Bro House Super Spreader event? No, I don't think we tried to piece it together, right? Because I mean, ABC and I met Lux a few days before he got COVID, but we were outside, and the second he announced he had COVID, I tested. I was like, I'm not gonna go to the house if I have it, and I was feeling fine. And then I was negative, and I was fine throughout the whole trip. And then even after the trip, when other people started getting it, I was still negative. And a few other people have been negative. I think Jamie was negative. ABC was feeling fine throughout. I think OC said he was fine. So a few of us, were actually okay. So I'm speculating that it was probably at a time when either a lot of us weren't around other people, or I don't know, but yeah.
I have a feeling it was the event because at that main sort of that bar, restaurant area, whatever, everyone was very close to each other. You had to, for example, if two people were talking, you thought, okay, let me just squeeze around the other end and go round. It was quite, it wasn't very spacious.
No, I mean, look, it was definitely. I wouldn't say it wasn't spacious. It was spacious enough, but there were a lot of people there.
No,
It
but
was
you have to
definitely a.
squeeze past. There was a lot of squeezing past.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was definitely. It was definitely an event I would say that could happen at. But I mean, it could happen anywhere, right? It could be that they're out at somewhere and they're all together and they just, they're in a house, right? So it could spread pretty quickly, right? So,
Mm.
like for example, I think that guy Kojak got it, and I didn't even see that guy, and it was like I think he came on Sunday, and I didn't even see him that day. So who knows, right? Pavel's speculating it's us two panelists that were asymptomatic. Maybe one of us, but two of us, I don't know. I think that if one of us had it, and the other one
Mm.
did, we would both.
Thankfully, none of our families have had it either.
No, my wife's been fine. So yeah, don't think it was us. Um, OC lounged in luxury. OC was definitely he was definitely lounging in luxury. And by the way, Brovid House was definitely my term from yesterday's Mookie show. Yep, Pavel agrees, and they put Gangster Gary in a crib. Yeah, that was because you were in the room with Archie one night,
Yeah.
and that I ended up seeing that cot that they gave you, and it was pretty small. But I mean, Gary's he's tall enough, right? Like I can't see Gary being comfortable in that cot that they gave. Archie. Archie's, but Lux was supposed to. There's no way Lux was going to fit in that. ABC.
Well, Higgy was in that room as well.
Did he? I don't think Higgy actually slept in the room though. I think Higgy was like he just
Oh,
stayed outside in the living room. Yeah, I think he just. I don't think he slept. I think he just stayed awake. That was his plan all along, and he wasn't initially planning to go to the bro house. So it was like, it was like I was like, where's this? Because Higgy doesn't really drink that much either. He's kind of like OC. He'll have like one or two, and then that's it. So I was like, what
okay.
are you gonna be doing all night? Like, are you just gonna be going out and like at the wee hours of the morning in central London with your platinum watch? I mean, like, how does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Marcus Mandel says OC is the winner of the Bro House. Thomas and OC. Yeah, I mean, OC had. I think he had a pretty good time. I think he was enjoying himself. ABC. You never met OC before, have you?
Nope. None. Well, he was the only American in the house, but apart from you and Arch, I hadn't met anyone else before.
Ah, okay. I thought in the original London trip, when he came down, you met him with like Tim and a few other people.
Yeah, that's right. It was Tim.
Yeah.
Jamie was there the day before on the Sunday. I went down on the Monday and checked out the hotel, the Grosvenor. So yeah, it was just him, Tim, one or two others.
Okay, here we go. I love how it's like. Let's get this guy on here, not me. Loading. I love how your response is when I'm like, wake up, you're like, okay, and you're immediately on the stream. Like, you probably literally just woke up, right?
Hey, Arch.
Hey, ABC, I got these amazing tablets. They're called COVID busters, right? Thank you.
Man,
And
you sound
I literally
mad.
took these yesterday. I was dead, right? Today, I was exhausted, just like he said to me when I said, go downstairs and help Green Room. Arch, I'm exhausted.
You sound mashed, man.
I took these tablets and I got no
You
runny
sure?
nose.
Are they
no
snail's eggs
fever.
or something that give you
I
some
got no
crazy
runny
energy?
nose, no fever, except that my wee is green.
Ooh, okay.
Mm. Full.
you,
It's
have
amazing.
so you haven't been going out for any of those deep fried birds we were talking about?
No. Those deep fried doves. They're expensive.
I thought you said they were cheap.
No, that's posh food. I eat simple foods. I can't afford that. Can't afford that. Can't afford that.
Was it one of these delicacies out there?
No, that's like expensive restaurants, expensive. And you know, one thing I don't do is expensive, Tan. You know why, Tan?
Why is that?
I got a second LV box to fill, Tan. I need some garbage. I need to buy garbage.
So is the Louis Vuitton box fake or what?
I'm not going to know until I land in a couple of weeks' time.
Ooh, just send like, I don't know, send Plastic or Salve over. They'll tell you if it's fake or not.
You know, the weird thing is that when I take a COVID test, I get 3 stripes now. 3 orange stripes.
Get an Adidas COVID test cassette.
Archie, you can answer this question on the screen.
Yes, we can here. Indeed, we can answer this question.
Oh, here comes the bifocals. Here comes the bifocals. Oh, there we go.
I can't see a thing. Opio OP1320, did Sir Tan take his? Yes, he fucking did. He took it. He wore it like a boss.
Like
and
a
you
boss.
let me wear it for half the day.
Yeah, it was good times, man. It was good times. Archie's sister loved the watch, and then Archie immediately ran to his room to give her a photo of his world time, and she was not interested.
No. I mean, let's face it, Tan. If you got the money, as I said to you, Tan, I think the 5230 has got the most perfect color, the white gold with that gray center. That's what it reminds me of what the 5110 modernized should be like. 5110p modernized. That's what it should be. Because the platinum one they did, I'm not really keen on the colors. Okay.
Let me pull one up here because I was that's what I was doing when you were chatting away there, Archie. Here we go. We've got now a. Why don't you tell us what we got on the screen here, Archie? I'll let you do it.
We've got Jamie's watch. Here's Jamie. Yellow gold 5131. The Colisi dial. That's the hand painted enamel. And we got the new platinum.
So what don't you like about the platinum?
I think they should have had the blue, a very special center blue, just like the 5110.
It's a bit. I mean, you see on the difference with Jamie's watch on the left and the platinum on the right. Like, there's a bit of contrast between the metal and then you got the city ring and then you got the center dial. Like, it seems monochrome on the platinum.
With the Colisi dial, the hand painted enamel, depending on what metal you get, like white gold or yellow gold, you have a different view of the map.
Yeah, so this one is there's no Australia here, Archie. This wouldn't be a map of choice for yourself, would it?
No, I'd want the white gold version.
And that has like Asia and
exactly, exactly. It's very clever how they've done it.
I just find the platinum a bit monochrome. Like, it's just it just looks too blue. It's a nice watch, don't get me wrong, and I love it. I was actually considering buying this one. But it's a bit dressed down. Like, I felt that the white gold one, was a bit more versatile. It could be dressed up, dressed down. So,
well, the other thing is too, are you collecting medals or are you collecting watches? Like bang per buck. I think you'd be better off putting the extra money into another piece.
Yeah, because the difference is about $15,000 US, I would say.
Hey, I got some gossip for you. You want to hear some gossip?
Yeah, tell us some gossip.
Okay, good friend of mine, Dave, the super collector.
Yes, we do.
He just sold a 5130p.
Yep.
51 Aussie.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to broker a deal with Madman, but he'd already sold it before it even.
And this is full set, or is it like extract?
Okay, so that was actually service, paddock service, and extract.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's paddock service, you're fine.
I mean, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like we all want things we can't have in life, don't we?
You always can't get what you want.
Exactly. You can't always get what you want. And I got to tell you, I got this aftershave from Red Shovel. I'm just putting it on. I think these are generics. Can I say that or not? Are they generics? What are they?
Are you sure that's not his like COVID liquid testing kit or something?
I don't fucking know. It smells like a urinal. But I got to tell you, seriously, out of all the world times, Tan, I think you got the best one. I think. No, I tell you
I'm gonna show you the best one. Let me show you the best one here. Let me see if I can find the best. Oh yeah, here we go. I found even in Google Images I could find this. Let me pull this one up. I'll show you the best world time.
We brought the show back to the mainstream. What did you think of that idea?
I think that was a smart idea. This was the best one, man. Right here.
Yeah, unfortunately, she ain't coming back, sunshine.
You know, like yellow gold. I remember when you had the white gold, and the white gold was nice. Don't get me wrong, but this one really popped with that yellow gold. You can see it pops. Like this is a shitty photo, off Google Images, and it still pops.
Well, that's an image from a YouTube video.
Right, so it's even worse.
I fucking miss it, but hey, life is like that, isn't it? Stolen. What can I do or say?
Yeah, this one was just a real stunner, man. I really liked the.
And I had both boxes. I had the original. I had the proper box, and I had a modern box. They stole that. They stole both.
Was it at a time when they used to use the old red boxes? Because those ones are the ones that used to peel and shit, right?
Yeah, it's like that one on the screen there. I had both. Yeah.
Yeah, these boxes were shit, man.
Well, they used to peel. You know what I mean? They would actually. That's the wrong box for the watch, because you know why that's the wrong box?
Why is it the wrong box?
Because that's a box with a stick. I actually have that version of box without the tool holder.
Yeah, the boxes. I remember these because my 5035 had this a similar box, and man, it was peeling like no tomorrow. Like it was bad.
This is sticky buttons in paddock boxes.
Logan Hall says the Omega red boxes peeled too. I don't remember.
Oh, he's talking. Yes, they fucking peeled like a bitch. They were disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. And we got 137 people watching. Shit, we've got everybody back.
Yep.
And I actually got to run for dinner, boys. I wasn't planning to start the stream, but people didn't know where you were, so I figured I'd fire it up for you.
Hey, thank you so much. You're a godsend. What a great guy. ABC, man. I'll tell you what, it's a great honor to have you here. We had a great trip. Did you enjoy coming to the Bro House? I think we gave you a few souvenirs you'll never forget.
Exactly, yeah. It in a way, look, I don't mean to sound cliched or touchy-feely or tree-huggy, but it kind of restored my faith in humanity a bit. The fact that there are people out there who are decent folk, and they're just like they are on the streams, pretty much. And
I remember having a good chat with you, man. I remember sitting down having a good chat with you.
Yeah, that's right. On the sofa, it was really, really good fun. Loved it. That's why I hope it's one of many.
Can I tell you something? Just a story, just an anecdote, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Actually, we've got a few super chats have just come in. My God, what's going on here, guys? You guys are heroes. We got Mr. GMT, $10. Archie, thanks for the short out. Always stay sexy. Yes, I was advertising my mistake. The Coca-Cola. It was as stupid as changing the formula to Coke. And I put Mr. GMT's advert in it. And I also put in the, hey, Arch, answer your phone. I put him in it as well. We got, thank you, Mr. GMT. Patel Philippe, $5. Who or what is the secret guest in this title show? Hey, look at this. We had Tan. We got ABC. That sounds pretty good to me. We got Toyota Mo, $5. The super chat. Thank you so much, Toyota Mo. Let me tell you something. You don't know this, ABC, right? But, you know, with my son, and he's had some mental health issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a few incidents with the police because he was unwell, okay? And there's a copper who is exactly like you. He looks exactly like you, with beard and all, okay? And he doesn't know it, but I was really friendly with him because I could swear it's ABC in a parallel universe.
Oh wow, that would be interesting because I thought you were going to bring out some character from the bill that he reminded you of.
Yeah, he was a copper from the police because my son had a few trouble. This is a couple of months ago. And he came out twice, and he's exactly like you. English accent and all.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, now if I showed you a photo of him, you'd say, he doesn't look anything like me. But in my eyes, he's identical. Okay?
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring some character from the bill that he reminded you of being a copper.
Yeah, no. That's exactly it. So just be very mindful. Be mindful there, guys. Sometimes you need the police to help you out. And he was always a nice guy. I always liked him. He's always Patel Philippe, $5. Has said now that you got a silver play button off his hard work. He wants retribution, and you must rebrand the channel. Arch and Lux Show. There we go.
So what's happening to Lux's channel? Is Lux getting a channel?
Hey, it's all good there, Luxy Poos. No, he's back on the live stream. We're going to keep this baby going. We want to do well, okay? We want to do well on this live stream here. We're trying. Look, he's been really ill. I mean, jokes aside, he's been really ill. He's been very, because he was an anti-vaxxer, he never took any vaccine.
Well, I know vaxxers who also got ill with COVID.
No, well, both, but I think it would hit you harder if you're an anti-vaxxer, wouldn't it?
Depends on your immune system, I thought.
Well, I would say it'd knock you for 6. If you've got the vaccine, it's not going to get you as bad. People were dying from this. Don't forget that, okay?
Yeah, they were.
Or was that just one big conspiracy from global governments?
No, a friend of mine had it. His blood oxygen was so low, he had to, just to breathe, he had to lie on his front.
Hey, we got a super chat coming in. Look at this. You got to love the zeal here. Patel Philippe, $5. Did you hear that Tim has now offered to pay staff? He gave Buckley a very generous offer of $25 per week to be on his stream. Good ROI.
Return of investment.
There we go. That's from the Zeal. The Tan Zeal. Tan Zeal.
Zealster.
And I got to tell you, one thing I tell you is tell me this. I'm wearing the Breguet today. You liked the Breguet, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Beautiful watch. Absolutely
Bang
stunning.
per buck. I think it holds its weight high. What do you think?
Definitely holds its weight because it's a chunky monkey.
Yeah, Paul Thorpe actually liked it. He was wearing
Yeah, he
a
did.
Paul Newman.
I didn't see close up his Daytona, but yeah, that looked
Yeah,
nice.
it was beautiful, but it's big money. You know what I mean?
It's expensive, but
It's very expensive, and that's the whole thing. Is that when it's expensive? We got a super chat here. Patel Philippe, $5. Patel Philippe, $5. The Brexter was pretty cool. I told you my offer is cost plus 100, like the old days. Whenever you're ready to part with it. Yeah, there we go. So I actually paid 13 Aussie.
isn't that like TPG pricing? Cost plus 100.
Yeah, exactly. Cost.
He had some
plus.
crazy bullshit margins.
But I got to tell you, seriously, it's in some ways this watch is it's amazing bang per buck. The bang per buck ratio on it is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I've got another bang per buck. Can I show you another bang per buck?
Go on then.
The lady of the house lets me wear this.
Oh, Tag Heuer Link. Oh, I remember those. They were all the rage.
They were so cool, man. They were so fucking cool.
They were. See, that is one watch that you can see from a mile off and you know the brand.
Now, apparently, the lady I live with, I'm staying with, her husband used to wear this, right?
All right.
And he hated it. Okay, that's why it's in mint condition. Actually, I think he only wore it like on special occasions, you know.
Oh.
And I must tell you, it doesn't. I don't know. Am I a snob or not? It doesn't feel luxury to me.
Is that quartz?
Of course, it's quartz.
Yeah, and that's not solid gold. We plated.
Yeah, you can tell because you look on the other side of the links. It's you know. But what I'm saying is these were so cool. I remember seeing these in the watch shops in the 90s, and they were fucking big ticket. These were big ticket items, really, weren't they?
I remember my dad got hold of some. Well, he saw some fake Tag Heuer links, and they were so bad that the polished ones they started peeling.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. We've got another super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. AC3 today. Lux returned to the kangaroo court on the dungeon to answer the accusation that the dungeon subs are bots. He denied it vigorously and profusely. Actually, he put a lot of effort into making conspiracy videos, and that's where they came from. I think that they were real. He never bought subs. That's one thing he never did, is buy subs.
We don't cheat.
Exactly. So, yeah.
What was the name of Jeremy Irons' character in Margin Call?
We don't cheat. He was the CEO.
What was his name in the movie?
Because he came in on the helicopter. You know, the helicopter? Was it Mr. Brody or something? What was his name? B. Started with B.
I still haven't seen that film. Not properly, anyway. Just in clips here and there. where he starts listening to the young pup, the newbie who comes in. He actually starts
John
listening
Told. That's right. John T-U-L-D. John Told. Thank you for Google.
John Told.
There was, okay, so Jeremy Irons was John Told. Eric Dale was played by Stanley Tucci. Jared Cohen was Simon Baker. Will Emerson was Paul Bettany. Peter Sullivan, I can't even pronounce his real name. Sam Rogers was Kevin Spacey.
Oh, hold on. Kevin Spacey was in Thingy as well, wasn't he? Glenn Ross.
I loved Kevin Spacey in American Dream. Was it American Dream?
Is that
His
the one
wife
where
is the
he was
villain.
that shamed salesman?
No. American Dream. He worked in advertising. He gets he leaves. He buys a muscle car. He works at Burger King, and his wife is a real estate agent who fucks a competitor. Here we go. We got another super chat. Log Jam 2, $2. The one and only ArchieLuxury. Thank you so much. And we got Patel Philippe, $5. AC3, why did you not give credit to the Horology Dungeon on the silver play button, which basically pushed you over the line, yet you spruik inferior chans? Hey, it's all good. It's all good. It was amazing news. Yeah, it's all good. It was all good. And I'm very proud to have that play button. Even though it probably wasn't my work, okay, ABC? I got to run with whatever I can run with, okay? It's a bit like my Breguet's got an in-house movement because Lemania is owned by Swatch Group. Does that make sense? It's the same sort of thing, okay?
You know, some speedies had Lemania movements. The old
yes, they
speedies.
did. The early speedies had the, yes, they did. LV, member for 6 months, sent you an email. Which 6 watches would you keep? I will have a look. Let me have a look. I'll have a look at that. We got Patel Philippe, $5. AC3, look, you bought the dungeon to get the play button. No, I bought it because I thought it could help my channel. It actually has been beneficial. It's only fair to sell the play button live on air to the highest bidder. What do you say? I love that button. That button gives me YouTube credibility.
Yeah, that's a proper trophy right there.
Yeah, that's a proper trophy, Gov. I can't sell that. That is... Look, other people have bought subs. I mean, it is what the fucking business is, okay? It is what the business is, okay?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, I got sent an email from this dude. Let me have a look, okay? I'm having a look. Oh, he sent it to the other email address. I got to load the other module. I got to load a module, you know? Okay, let's get this module opened up. Let's get the module. I'm going to get this up. Let's see what he's saying. So I'm going to have a look at this. ABC, how you been, man? Are you feeling better? I heard you got a bit of COVID as well.
No, not at all. I was just a bit tired when I drove back.
Oh, fuck. That's nothing. What are you whinging about then?
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, I was fine.
Oh, you brought your car. Oh, yes, you had the Mercedes. You had that beautiful Mercedes out the front, didn't you?
It looks nice. I think typical Merc, it looks better than it drives. It's quite horrible, actually. You feel every bump. You feel every bump on the road. And you saw how shite the roads are in Britain.
Yeah, but yeah, actually the roads are terrible.
And well,
Here we go.
let's see what
Oh
happens
shit!
in the
Look at this.
election.
So he sent. Let's have a look at this here. So he sent me a pic here. Now, this is a member chat. So this is. It's a little bit. Let's have a look. I'm just going to save this. Let me save this. We'll bring it up because we're a little bit slow at the moment there. What's his name? Let's have a look what his name is. What's his name? LV member chat. LV member chat. Let's get this on the screen because we liked it. One of the pillows. If it wasn't for the fact it would be a pillow, I'd say, hey, let's wait for a bit more money. But hey, let's do it because we desperately need some good content. Look at this, ABC. 9-piece combo meal deal. Tell me what you think of this. Fuck, what a collection. So he's got, and as he sent me a list of what he's got. No, he hasn't. I hate that. So he's got a 1016. He's got a red sub. He's got a white gold meteorite Daytona. A vintage Coke. Platinum Day Date. Oh, it's the fluted bezel as well. He's got an FP Jaune. He's got a Paddock 5167 Aquanaut. He's got another Paddock here. I'm not sure the reference of that.
Tan probably
And he's
knows.
got,
AP Royal Oak. I don't know what AP Royal Oak that is. Is that 15400?
it could be a 15300, could be a 15400, it could be a 15500, maybe a 15510. But okay.
So is that a
Nice.
GMT1? That's a GMT2, isn't it? The Coke.
Yes, because it's a GMT Master too. Because they, you know, the funny thing is at that time
that
they had the
leather patina on the 2. That seems a bit strange.
You don't
That
like
leather... No, I just don't think you can get that much patina on a GMT2. It's not like it's 50 years old. That watch came out in the 80s. Okay, well, even then, 40 years old, is it been left out in the sun or something to just burn? And there's no gold surround. That's an interesting watch. That. I'm not saying it's fake. No, of course not. But that's interesting. I'd be intrigued to know the history of that watch. That is actually, oh, I don't know what that FP Jaune is called, but I do like it. That is a very, very cool collection.
It is.
Very, very cool.
It is. It is.
Something for everyone in there.
I really need a list of what you got so we can research it because
I'd like to hear the story behind each watch.
Yeah, like it's kind of it doesn't tell me anything. He doesn't tell me the story there, but there are some interesting watches there, which I like the 1016 because I had a 1016 myself. That's an amazing watch. The red sub, that's a fantastic watch to have. Don't you think the red sub would be great?
Yeah, that's cool, but I like the day date with the baguettes and the sunburst style. Baby blue sunburst. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. I would say he hasn't gone into much modern stuff, but has he? What do you think?
Modern Aquanaut, is that considered modern?
Yeah, I suppose it is, but that's kind of like a hype
That's
watch,
one piece. Yeah, just one piece. So
what do you think?
Patek, the 5565. Someone's put something in the chat. I didn't catch the name. Who put that in the chat? LV 5565A, which means it's steel. Yeah, so that's probably the Patek.
That's a vintage one. I think that's the one Clive has had.
Bottom row in the middle.
Yeah,
That is a cool
that's why I
one.
don't like it. You've got to send me a list of all the fucking reference numbers because we're guessing. We're guessing. So,
it's legible. It's got the syringe hands. I do like that, and the sector dial. And the small seconds at 6.
now that
Nice.
FP John there, that's never really been, that's K-shaped. A Torno's never really been my kind of model I've really liked. I like the circular case Johns.
My Roadster's Torno case.
Roadster's different, but in a Cartier, I love the Roadster. I had a Roadster ABC.
Oh, did you have the roulette one?
I think I did. Yeah, I had it on a bracelet, and it also came on a rubber because they got that interchangeable system.
Quick release, yep.
The problem is a lot of those quick releases, they're custom to the model, but aren't they sometimes? You know what I mean?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, like I can't put a Santos bracelet on my Roadster.
I know, that's what I don't understand. Why did they do that?
Because they're cunts. You know, what's that thing on the FP Journe at 4 o'clock?
It's like it's exposed movement. I'll just bring it up on the screen.
It's like a bullet hole.
The wheel there.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that.
Because I think they had a ladies one which was in quartz. Remember the FP John in quartz?
Is that the one that Britney's husband had stolen? Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, what do I think of the collection? Hey, it's not a bad collection. Nice vintage. It's now that's actually a special Calatrava. That's a special Calatrava reference. I'm not sure. It'd be good if you told us the reference numbers there, but
I think I'd like to know the AP reference for sure. The FP Journe, well, we could probably look that up. But I'd like to know the stories. Has he told you the stories behind each piece?
No, he just sent the pic. He's a little bit. It didn't really. Patel Philippe, $5. OC is in the market for a Patek. Which one would you create for him? Find one suitable for your co-conspirator since September 2023.
Depends on
I got to tell you something. Let me say this, and I'm saying this because I like to be totally honest. One thing about OC, I find that kind of pisses me off with him as a collector, is he needs to have the hype shit. And one thing I really admire with ABC, you might sound posh, but you need to get bargains like me. We're bargain shoppers. Agreed?
Yeah, I don't like getting ripped off. I have paid over for watches in the past.
No, but I remember your Roadster you wore, you had a aftermarket strap on it. It looked perfectly good, right? So I'm not paying several £100 for an original.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to pay £400 for a piece of leather.
Exactly. And the thing is, the thing I really admire is I'm the same. Like I bought the Breakster. Why did I buy the Breakster? Because it's a lot of bang per the buck. Okay. Did you know when I bought this Breakster, I was originally looking for an Explorer 140 or 39 mil.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
So that's what I chose. Okay. Because now with OC, he likes to buy new. He's a hypey collector. You know what I mean? And I get it. There's room in this hobby for hypey collectors. But I kind of feel with him, he would, I kind of feel with him, it'd have to be something hypey, just because the type of personalities he got. Like he was saying to me, he's disappointed with his platinum day date because he didn't get the fluted bezel, right? But
Really?
honestly, yeah. Honestly, I think the smooth bezel's the one to have, because that's what I always thought the platinum Daytona has, smooth bezel. No?
Yeah, it depends. If you want it to really shimmer under spotlights and things like that, then the flute is one to go for.
Yeah, but the fluted's like the white gold. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah, I do know. Did you see Gary's platinum day date?
Well, Gary at least doesn't have any desire. He said, "I got what I got." He's
Did
happy
you see
with
it
it.
though?
You know?
Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
He let me try it on, really kind of him, because I just wanted to hold it. I just wanted to feel the heft, and you could do bicep curls with it. But when you put it on, because the bracelet is also heavy, it's actually quite balanced.
Yes, it was a beautiful, absolutely beautiful watch there.
Gorgeous.
Patel Philippe, $5, one watch per brand. IWC, Panerai, Jacket, Dros, and Vacheron. So let's go through this. One watch per brand. IWC, I'd go Ingenua. Actually, you know what else is a good IWC is the big chunky monkey solid gold perpetual calendar. Okay, I'd go solid gold.
The that you had. Is that the NG you would go for?
No, I reckon I'd go for the solid gold perpetual calendar now.
I don't like those AMG engineers. I think they're so crap.
Yeah.
Very tacky. I like the one you had. That was the best NG in my opinion. And even the white dial one was nice.
Yes. The only problem is I found it very top heavy.
Really? It's got a hefty bracelet though. Surprised by that. Because like I said, with the Platinum Day date, the bracelet was very solid actually. And that actually gave it balance on the wrist.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's an integrated bracelet. Kind of rigid. Quite stiff. That's what she said. So
now let's have a look here. So I got to tell you, for OC, you want to find a Patek. Let's just clarify that. You know what Patek would get for him? 51.67. I reckon Aquanaut. That'd be the one. Seriously, with Patel, there's no point. Sorry, with OC, there's no point going through what's good bang per buck like I would with ABC. Me and ABC, we would look at bang per buck and evaluate it. OC, what's the biggest hype bang per buck we can get? Does that make sense?
If you can afford it, fair play to you.
Yeah, I didn't say anything wrong with it. I'm just telling you. You asked me. I think for him, it'd be hype bang per buck. That's exactly what we would do. Hype bang per buck.
Hype, baby. I don't know what other watches he has. I know he's got one Daytona as well, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, let's just go through this list quickly. So if I had a choice of one watch per brand, okay, let's go through this. So IWC, that's the perpetual. Now, these are fucking cheap on the second-hand market. We're talking the Portuguesa, okay? Big money. I got a friend of mine selling it for 25,000 Aussie. $25,000 Aussie. Could you seriously not fucking love that? Let me bring it up on the screen for you, okay?
It's okay. That's not my favorite IWC Perpetual.
You don't like it?
It's all right, but that's not my favorite. Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good to have you on the stream. Welcome.
Let's go through this quickly. We've got to answer the super chat. So I reckon for me, that's a great bang. It's all about bang per buck. What Panerai would I pick? It'd have to be a gold Panerai, right? And I tell you what, I really love, I'm going to find it here. Here we go. This is the one I really love. I know the waterproofing isn't the best. So this is a PAM 112. Look at that. With the blue dial. I love that. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I like the pink, gold, and the blue. Good combination.
You know what? That brand.
I know nothing about Jackie Dro.
Yeah.
Jackie Dro.
Stay the fuck away from it. What do you think? I mean, it's just
I like
not
the radio mirrors now. They're pretty nice.
Radio Mir. You're gonna say an Italian accent. I don't know what the model number is for Panerai, but I like one of their GMTs, and it's really cool because of the hour hand. If you choose, it can hide behind the GMT hand. Sorry, the GMT hand can hide underneath the hour hand, which I think is
now
nice.
my favorite is this bird. They got this one that the birds are feeding. So I would say, as a Dracket draws, I want the fucking feeding the birds one. Okay.
Feed the birds and tuppence a bag.
And as a Vacheron, you know what Vacheron I would go for, don't you?
I don't know which one actually.
Because I nearly bought it. The Vacheron Retrograde.
Oh, of course, the day.
Yeah, I think that is a. Jokes aside, I think this is a fucking sexy Vacheron. It's just a sexy watch.
I saw Muhammad Ali's overseas. That was nice. It's a nice watch, beautiful watch. But I just think if you're going to go for AP doesn't have to be a grand complication, but if you're going to get a Vache or a Patek, it has to be a grand complication or a complication.
Did you guys already pick your Breitlings?
No, that question's only for
the new super chat. This is the new super chats. Just come in. One watch per brand. Breitling, Tudor, Tag, Universal Geneve, Ulysses Narden. Show some pictures. I'm just going to grab a Coca-Cola because I need the caffeine. I will be back in one tick. Doc, keep talking.
Doc.
So how's it going there, ABC?
Yeah, it's going very, very well. Going very, very well. How have you been?
I'm all right. Are you recovering from the high of having bunked with Archie? Is that true? You bunked with him?
Yeah. Well, he was already fast asleep by the time I retired for the night. But yeah,
so technically, you bunked with him.
Say that again.
I said technically you bunked with him, but he was out of it by the time you came in.
Yeah, we spoke briefly. You know, he was sort of dozing off now and again, but you know, we had conversations. Probably not the most in depth, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that's when you get some honest conversation when someone's partially asleep.
Doc, I'm just taking some medication.
Are you? I've been kind of working and kind of busy, but are you are you now with COVID again?
Okay, I had COVID yesterday. I had the special Chinese medicine, right? And I feel alive. Okay. The only problem is I urinate green wee wee. What does that mean?
Um,
And when I do a COVID test, I got 3 stripes.
Do they teach that in chiropractor school?
Well, I know if the wee-wee is green, that's a problem. Unless your entire body is green, although I think that's still a problem.
Even frogs don't piss green, do they?
Incredible.
Here we go. 1 watch per brand, Breitling. You know what my favorite Breitling would be? What's the Type 20 Breitling? Tell me what that is.
It's a 765.
765. That's the way I'd go. The AVI reference.
That's the one I have, actually.
Look at that.
That's a duck one.
That would have to be beautiful, okay? Now, I've got a Type 21, which I think is...
But this is vintage Type 20. If you're into Type 20, this is vintage Type 20. So it's got the thinner bezel like vintage. It's
but
actually
I still think they're a far better name than Breitling. What do you think, Doc? Give me that one.
Can you say that again?
Breguet is a better name.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, the ideal would be to have Breguet at the top instead of Breitling, but the exact same watch, just saying Breguet on it. It's just a nicer watch in my opinion. Thinner bezel. It doesn't have the coin edging you like.
It is. Because what's happened is this was when chunky monkeys were all the rage. You got to remember, this is out of fashion. Doc, by the time I buy something, it's out of fashion. Do you understand?
Well,
it's like when Richard Nixon wore flares at the White House. When the president does it, you know it's out of fashion. Okay.
Yeah, he kind of took it away when he did that. I would say that they're just very different watches. So it's a matter of what you like. If you like the thicker coin edged, you go with the Breguet, I think.
Okay, next one, let's do a Tudor. What Tudor do you know what Tudor I think is the best, Doc?
Ooh, which one?
Tudor Black Bay Pro. You gotta love that, don't you? It's an Explorer 2 carpet. You know, Explorer 2 of a modern, I mean, bang per buck. That is incredible. Come on.
Well, I'm a vintage guy, and I also don't like just the heavy slab, very thick Tudors, and I would end up going for a 54, possibly a 58.
ABC, what do you think? You must admit, this Tudor, the Black Bay Pro, is fucking as close as you can get to a vintage Explorer 2. Come on, tell me you don't love this.
I do like that, and I did try it on once, and it's not as chunky as, but
no, it's not. It's nowhere near as chunky as a Black Bay 41.
But I'll tell you what I don't like: these bloody faux rivets. Can't stand them.
Well, you know, you can always put it on a strap if you really don't like the bracelet.
An Uncle Seiko bracelet.
Well,
I love the faux rivets. I love the faux rivets, ABC.
Really? Why? Do you know, on the edges, are you going to get dirt caught in between those little grooves?
I think you've overanalyzed it. I love it. It's just retro styling.
Back me right off.
It's just the aesthetic, but if you don't like the aesthetic,
it's like when they did the BMW Z4. Remember, they put the BMW logo on the side of the car. It's like these. It's fucking. It's a retro icon. Just enjoy it, man.
But you can always put it on a NATO if you really don't like the rivet bracelet.
No, it loses its appeal if you put it on a NATO, Doc.
Well, I wouldn't put it on a NATO. I'm saying
Doc,
it for
it's going to sit
he doesn't
even
like the
taller.
rivet.
It's going to sit even taller on the NATO.
Well, that's the other reason I wouldn't get this one. It's too
See,
thick.
that's one thing I love about the Black Bay 41 is the faux rivets. I love those faux. I'll give me faux rivets any day of the week.
I'm pretty
My
sure the
favorite-
54 comes with a bracelet that's got rivets, faux rivets as well.
So
It's
I'm
just
tempted.
a slimmer and easier to wear watch.
I'm tempted to try the ETA Pelagos because this has it. I mean, this has it slightly. I think Dis's wrist is bigger than mine. But if I could pull that off, I'd go for the ETA Pelagos.
Dis
Can pull it off. It looks really good on him.
He's got some beautiful pieces, you know. He doesn't
We haven't
need
even
to.
gotten but halfway.
Now, let's keep going. Next piece is the Tag Heuer. I'd have to say Monaco. Come on. You'd have to go Monaco in the Tag Heuer range.
As long as
wouldn't
it's
you?
a caliber 11, I agree with you.
Oh, of course. Has to be caliber. Of course, Doc. That goes without saying. It's got to be
Now-
a caliber 11.
Although close behind that, I would consider Bear's new glass skipper. That's a nice watch, the skipper, I think. Close second.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. You would actually go that far.
And I actually like the reissue skipper, not the original skipper. A little too small, but you know, the reissue skipper, and it's got that, are they calling it a glass box design? Anyway, it's got a nice large crystal on it, domed. It's just a nice look. The new skipper's a nice look.
UG, I don't know anything about.
For me, UG, I'd have to
We'll
go
wait and see what
vintage.
happens, okay?
And I don't know.
said
I don't
to
think
you-
that was the intention to talk about vintage, but if it comes to Universal Genève, I'd go with a 1970s chronograph. Panda.
Well, apart from the Monvis, I do think you've got good taste in chronographs.
You don't like my Monvis, huh?
I don't mind it actually, but the fact that you call it your shit.
Well, it's the nicest watch that it's the nicest watch I own in terms of bang for buck. You know, because it looks brand new for 1970. That's pretty good. 1969 actually. That's pretty good that it looks brand new. It was stored away somewhere, and it's got a lander on, so it's just got a workhorse. It'll go forever. It'll outlive me. It'll outlive you. It'll outlive Archie. But
Wasn't it like $500 or something like that?
it
Real
cost me
bargain.
500. That's right. Because the Landeron is not that kind of highbrow movement. So the watchmaker who was selling it was like, well, since it's got a Landeron, $500. I said, oh, sold.
I think we need to push through because
Universal
the two cats are
Geneva,
backing up.
Universal Geneva. I fucking hate Universal Geneva. Is there anything good out of Universal Geneva?
Well, that's why I had to go back to vintage to get there. I can't think of
Super chats are
anything
racking
new.
up.
Oh, we got super
Yeah.
chats racking up. Ulysses
So can we
Narden.
finish up
Fuck.
the,
Ulysses Narden is like Universal Genève for me. I've seen some nice chronographs from the late 60s, early 70s, and otherwise I wouldn't bother with them. So I'd probably go with a vintage piece for that as well.
I'll get one, whatever Putin's got. That's what I'll get.
Tell Philippe $5. Did Marcelo do anything around the house besides brown dips in olive oil?
Drown,
No.
I think. Drown dips.
Really?
He drowned it in. He just basically poured olive oil into the hummus, which D bought over.
Hummus. The hummus, not the
yeah.
hummus.
Sorry. Okay, apologies. I'm not well. Okay, can you give me some?
I'll cut
You know,
some slack.
Herman Love is big into hummus. He loves hummus.
Actually, I got to confess, I didn't mind the olive oil dipped into there because that's what I did. I just dipped my bread in there to pick up the olive oil, to take it out. That's what I did.
That's nice as well.
The breads, you know, Dee brought the fresh. Did you have any? You weren't there then, were you? You came a couple days later. The funny thing is, in England, the breads don't go stale that quickly, do they?
Because so bloody cold.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It could be the preservatives they use as well. I don't know.
I always had the impression that they were born stale over there.
No, maybe.
They're just like rock hard, and I don't know. That's the impression I had.
We've got another super chat. Mark David Paris, new member.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
We got Pavel, $2. Doc, you figure Lux 4,000 4K scam channel had real subs.
Ha! You know, I don't know what to make of Lux's original channel there. If you're talking about his conspiracy channel, it's quite possible. It's quite possible.
We got Juco, $5, 6'9" boosters, and you should be good, Arch. What's 6'9" boosters? What are they?
I think that has to do with sex. And maybe he's saying, you know, sex improves your life and improves your infection. I don't know. Interesting theory. I would suggest trying to get your hands on some ivermectin. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
Yeah, ivermectin was big in the news. A guy named Joe Rogan, when he got infected with COVID, he started taking it. He was only sick for a day. And then the media went nuts because they were trying to get everybody to get the more expensive stuff instead. So they tried to say it was horse medicine, which it's used with horses after, of course, it received the Nobel for its use with humans. So it's well documented to do a really good job with COVID. I would highly suggest getting your hands on it.
We got Patel Philippe, $5. Will Shovel ever deliver you that umbrella? The answer is, you know what? I don't need unnecessary shit anymore. I've given up.
But what if you got an umbrella from Lux? You know, did you know that the Rolls-Royce has an umbrella right in the car there?
Yes,
it's got a Rolls-Royce umbrella.
Yes, we're aware of it. But that, you know how expensive they are to buy those umbrellas, replacements?
Yeah, but I'm sure Lux has. I'm sure he took the umbrella out before he got rid of his Rolls. That would be a smart move. You think he gave the Rolls?
Doc.
That would be terrible if he got rid of the Rolls and left the umbrella in it.
Well, Doc, I think they take off money. It's the price minus replacement umbrellas.
You think they would check?
Of course.
Oh, gee. That's no fun. You should have kept the umbrella.
It's a business, Doc.
Oh,
everybody.
At the very least, he could have gotten like a generic umbrella and put it in there instead. Keep the Rolls umbrella.
I don't think it'll fit because it's got it'll probably have some proprietary shaft, Doc.
It's probably got something funny about it. Oh well.
You know,
it'd be really cool if you had one, though.
It'd be very cool. Patel Philippe, $5. Please explain half king and full king to Doc and ABC.
Yeah, it doesn't need an explanation for me. When we were at the Wen, we had full king.
Yes. No, the half king, full king, they apparently, in the old triad days, you would pay a Rolex to get someone dealt with badly. Full king or half king. You work it out, guys.
The half king is the two-tone and the full king is full gold.
Exactly. But I got to be totally honest with you. Those days are long gone. Those days that doesn't exist anymore. You got to realize this. Those are a long, long time ago.
But they do,
Those
when
times.
it comes to king size beds, they sometimes get chintzy with the beds, and they give you less than a nice full king.
Well, my son has got a king size single, a king single. It's almost as big as a double.
A king single.
Single.
That's just marketing or something. That's not a king, so it's marketing.
No, believe you me, it's a special fucking size because you got to try and get sheets and stuff for it. A king single.
Why not just get a double then? Must be a millennial thing.
It's slightly smaller than a double.
Right. Why not just get a little bit bigger, get a double? It's easier to get sheets. It's a slightly bigger bed. I don't know. I'd prefer having a queen. My minimum is a queen. I'm not willing to go double. So I'll go queen, and then I prefer a king.
King single versus a double. Here we go, Doc. Australian bed sizes.
Might be hard to believe. I'm
single.
When I was in a freshman in high school.
Not to be confused with a long single.
Oh, you need that.
Oh, they're longer. A king is actually longer. Did you know that? I didn't know that. A king.
Oh, absolutely. That's the beauty
you knew
of
that.
it. Oh yeah, because I mean, well, you know, we're both kind of tall. We're much better
and
off.
Wider as well. Is it wider?
It is. I think.
Actually, Doc, ABC. I'll bring it up on the screen for you. Here you go. You can have a look on this image here. Here you go.
I want to see a 27 grand pillow.
A long single, a king single, a double. So a double.
Double is shorter than a king single. That's why.
Yeah.
Is your son your height? Is he kind of tall like you?
The one who plays the clarinet.
Is he your height?
He is. He basically is.
Yeah.
But look at this. There's the queen.
He needs that extra length. I think the super king is sometimes called over here a California king.
A super king. What the fuck is a super king? Look at that.
It's just a king. It's got the length of a king, but it's slightly wider.
I feel like I'm flying Emirates with these size of these mattresses here.
I mean, if you've never slept on a super king, California king, it's the best. You don't feel yourself falling out of the bed in any way. You're not going over the edge in any way. You've got plenty of space to do whatever you need to do. Have you ever had sex and fallen off of the bed because the bed's so small? Because I have. It's not fun. I mean, it's okay if you plan on it, but if it's accidentally
you've had sex in your life, Doc. I'm impressed.
You thought I was. You thought I was a virgin still, huh? That could have been.
I thought you only had sex in the car.
Well, I don't like. I had a '65 Mustang. I think I've told that story before. I had one.
This is the one your cousin.
My nephew smashed it.
By the way, Doc, that is your fault for being stupid enough to lend it.
My uncle told me that, and I got angry, but I agree. I've never let anybody ever drive my car since. The sad part is that was the first time I'd let anybody drive my car before. So up to that point, no one had driven my car.
Even a valet? How do you handle valets?
I don't valet.
What happens?
The only time I valet is a rental car. If I have a rental car, then I valet.
Now tell me this: how do you handle a valet then? If you turn up in your M46, M3, right?
I don't valet. I'll just say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, and then I drive someplace else where I can park. I don't let a valet park my car. Now, if I have a rental car, if I'm driving a rental car, then it's no problem. Let the valet.
Why
do
is
whatever
that, Doc? You don't want them to drive your car?
I don't want them to drive my car. Have you seen these videos of what they do? That they do burnouts and they do all kinds of crazy stuff while you're not watching.
You reckon they do?
Oh yes. Now some of the cars, they have a valet mode. The newer cars, they'll have a valet mode so that you can't get above 30 miles an hour and things like that. But you know, my car doesn't have that, so they're just not going to be able to drive it. So I've never had a valet park my BMW. I've never had a valet park my Porsche. And actually, I never had a valet park my Mustang or my Corvette when I had it. That's not going to happen.
Oh, I see.
I've seen too many videos. I've seen videos where the valet even crashes the person's car while they're busy racing it.
Oh, you're joking.
No, those are on YouTube. Absolutely. I'll find one for you and send it to you one day.
Actually, just hang on, Doc. I think I found one for you, Doc. Doc was talking about, we're talking ABC. Would you let a valet park your car?
He might be on
Might have
mute.
nodded off.
He might have nodded off. Exactly. I thought this was a great commercial.
Interestingly enough, Doc, this is a great commercial.
During the final minutes of your guided meditation,
these stunts have been performed by professional drivers. We strongly recommend not to do them. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
What did you think there, Doc? Now, interestingly enough, can I show you the mistake in this commercial, Doc?
Interesting. Yes. Analyze. Tell us. Where's the mistake?
Okay. Now, you're not a Mercedes person, okay?
No, I'm not.
But most of Mercedes they don't have a handbrake. They have a foot-operated handbrake.
Ah.
So at the first scene, okay, so that's an AM. It's a Mercedes. He pulls the handbrake, right?
But you're saying that car doesn't have a handbrake.
No, it's got. But in the commercial, they actually say, "We know this car doesn't have a handbrake, but it looks so cool for the commercial."
Of course. Plus, you'd never be able to do any drifting, really. I mean, you would be able to drift, but it'd be a much harder. It's much easier with a handbrake.
Exactly. We got a super chat from Patel Philippe, $5. Entry-level dress watches. What's the best entry-level dress watch approved by the governor's governor? I would have to say the best entry-level dress watch, instead of going for a precious metal, I would go for a steel reverso. Steel reverso. I think that is the best dress watch, par none. What do you think, Doc? Tell me your opinion, Doc.
Are we agreeing that these days any mechanical watch is considered a dress watch.
No, we're not. We're not adhering to that. We're saying it's got to be a dress watch. Like, so my Breguet would technically be a sports watch, even though it's in precious metal.
And it's dressy. You wouldn't deny that. All right.
Breguet is a different brand.
Well, I'd probably end up going classic with simple fluted bezel Datejust. If that's not a dress watch enough. I'd prefer that over a Reverso probably.
You reckon? See,
I mean, I like the Reverso, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying as a dress watch, if I were looking entry level, I consider a Datejust entry level. I don't know if that would be considered entry level, but I'd look at it that way. I'd probably, if I really didn't have money, I'd get a vintage one. You can pick those up and it's entry level. It really is. You can get it with a fluted bezel, with a Jubilee bracelet, and that's every bit dress. You can't get really any more dressy than that. If you want to go super dress for whatever reason, go two-tone then. Two-tone Datejust. They're about the same as a steel Datejust. You're done.
I got to tell you, I think in a dress watch, it's got to be on a leather strap. It needs to be preferably precious metal. It needs to be very 2 or 3 hand only. No superfluous functions or features, see? See, my best dress watch I got is my World Time. I think that's a dress watch. Would you say that's a dress watch, Doc?
Well, except for it's got significant complications there, right? Certainly it's not a three-hander.
Yeah. Well, that's the rules. You know, I didn't write the rules, Doc. That's what the rules basically are, right?
I'm just saying, to me, a World Time, yeah, I get it. It's a dress watch, but it's nudging up to sports watch, just because it does have that capability. You know.
Do those features make it a sports watch?
Well, I mean, it's nudging up. Like, it's not a chronograph, I understand, but it's actually more complex than a chronograph, right? World Time is a reasonably complex watch, right? So how is it a dress watch then? If it's got more complication than a chronograph, then maybe it's not a dress watch anymore.
Well, it's not as expensive as a Patek 5170.
I agree. I understand that, yeah, but I prefer it to a 5170. I think it's nicer than now the only 5170 that I think is an exception is a 5170p. It's got a little more class. It's got the applied diamond indices. It's just a completely different deal. But otherwise, I think your World Time beats the hell out of any of the Patek chronograph.
Wow, I didn't know you felt that way, guys. We got to move on. Patel Philippe Super Chat, $5. Top 5 sports watches of all time. Only one watch per brand allowed. Top 5 sports watches of all times.
Well, you got to say, certainly in there, you got to include your Rolex Daytona Paul Newman. If you really want to go all out, that's got to be in the top 5 list.
I'd have to say you'd have to include in Patek top sports watches. It'd have to be the Nautilus, wouldn't it? And you'd
yeah, I mean, I'd have a hard time deciding.
I reckon the Breguet would be a very good. This Type 21 would be a great solid gold Breguet. That'd be a great Breguet sports watch.
It's a challenge, though, since he's saying of all time.
Oh,
Does
5
that-
of all time. Fuck. Okay, so I reckon Paddock. You'd have to go Nautilus. Okay, Paddock, Nautilus, 5711. Steel would probably be best. In Rolex, you'd have to go Panda, wouldn't you?
Well, that's what I'm saying, specifically a Paul Newman. I mean, if you look at the Paul Newman and the fact that it sold for 18 million.
Oh, you mean an original Paul Newman?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We're talking top 5 of all time. So you kind of have to include that if we're talking of all time. Right?
What Omega would be the Speedmaster Man on the Moon?
I would want to go pre-moon myself, but yeah, you'd want to go Speedmaster, either maybe an Ed White I would consider as a top 5, or professional. And if it was a professional, as a professional in the top 5 list, I'd say an Ultraman. If I was going to say a professional. Those are quite expensive if you get your hands on one of them.
What Breitling would you put as a top Breitling?
I'd have to say a Navitimer. That's what they're known for. Okay. And you can't have that not on the list.
In Vacheron, you'd go in overseas, wouldn't you?
Probably. I can't think of better than that.
And for AP, you'd have to go for a Royal Oak. That's
Royal
a sports
Oak for
watch,
sure.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Especially if you're including a Nautilus for your Patek, you kind of go. You got to go with the Royal.
Well, you'd
Oak.
have to, wouldn't you? What other sports watch, Rolex, Patek could you include?
That's what I'm saying. But then, as soon as you say Nautilus, you almost have to say Royal Oak. And I know they're not the same watch, but you think of, at least when I think of one, I think of the other. I don't have either, but I'd love to have either one of those.
How many Daytonas do you have now, Doc?
That's a very loaded question. I'd have to count them. I'd have to sit down and count them at this point.
Enough?
I can say that I keep saying I'm not going to buy anymore, and then I buy another one. So I'll be honest, I have an addiction. But part of that is this community. I mean, Tanzil tried on my reverse Panda 6239. Seemed to love it.
Hang on there. So we've gone through Rolex, we've gone through Omega, we've gone through Patek, AP, Vash. There we go. We got 5.
We got the
Patel
5.
Philippe, next super chat, $5. AC3. He sent me a clip. Let's have a look.
Looks
I'm
like
just loading it up. 1 minute, guys. I'm loading it up because I logged into a different module and I don't have the filtered. Not ad free. Oh, Curly's jumped on. Okay, let's run this clip. Let's run it. This is one that has just been sent to me.
Hi, Doc.
It's a Lamborghini.
Hi, ABC.
Video.
Hi, Boo.
Hey, Curly.
Hey,
nice,
how are you?
Avatar you've got there.
Thank you.
I'm just going to run this clip for 1 minute there, Boo.
List for one is more than a year. Is this the Lamborghini Countach for everyone, for every driver, for everyone who can afford it?
No, I think it's a special car for special people.
Daniela Adetto is the marketing director for the Countach. Is there such a thing as a typical Lamborghini purchaser, a typical owner?
Yes, very large ego. Because if you're shy, you cannot go around with this car. It's like to go out in the evening with a beautiful woman. Not everybody can afford, not because they don't have enough money or because they have enough power, but because they are not the type that like to go out with a very beautiful woman. Because, this white car, it's like a beautiful virgin. If you see the red, it's like a mature woman. If you see the black one, it's like an intriguing woman, you know?
What are its weaknesses?
The weakness is that it's not a very comfortable car, of course. You cannot go with baggages, etc. You must have another car, like a Rolls Royce, that follow you with a chauffeur and arrive the day later, the day after, with all the baggages. And of course, you cannot go with children, or you must have only a beautiful woman, and that's it.
Even now, 16 years after it was launched, it still regularly makes the covers of the motoring magazines. Probably the most written about car ever built, possibly overwritten about. For example, devastatingly defiant in looks. Just light the fuse and keep steering. Uncompromisingly arrogant. Another writer says, like tasting beer for the first time or losing one's virginity, seeing a Countach is an experience never forgotten. Another writer, here we are talking about the throb of a predator, the same that vibrates in a cheetah waiting to pounce on a gazelle. It is hard to find anyone to question the value of the Countach. Even David Davis, editor and publisher of Automobile Magazine and one of America's toughest car critics, is smitten. It's probably overpriced.
Yeah, Hemingway said that pheasant shooting was worth whatever you had to pay for it. And I think that's probably true with Lamborghini driving, too.
There's no trunk space.
None whatsoever.
The
and what trunk space there is immensely hot. It would not be a place to carry a box of chocolates.
There we go. Interesting clip from the past. Hello there, Curly. What have we got here?
Why don't you read Pavel's membership first?
Okay.
I got some stuff for Doc. I got 3 clips for Doc.
Okay, Pavel, member. Here we go. Pavel, member for 30 months. Art, should Tan have bought a black Lambo Diablo SV instead of a candy apple red Huracan? I've actually been in a Diablo, believe it or not. I think the modern one. I actually made videos about it. It's on my ArchieLuxury channel. That's when I sold my 5053 the first time. I sold it to a guy who had a Lamborghini Diablo. Amazing car, brutal. But I think a more modern one is going to be a lot more reliable and usable. But it was amazing, amazing car. Okay, Curly, let's run the clips.
Tanzil. Okay. Another question from Tanzil. You ready for this one, Christian? Yeah. Name the watch that reminds you of the following horology guru. I'm going to start. So Bear Clooney watches. Rolex Ceramic Submariner. Ben Clymer. Universal Geneve. The Governor. A Broken Timex. Archibald Chesterfield.
Yeah, the River Rat.
Archibald Chesterfield the Third. Any watch you can pawn to pay the rent.
Come on. Sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage on things.
Hold on. I got another one for Doc. Come on, we're gonna do some blasts from the past.
And Zeal says, give a quick shout out to my friend Clive. Absolutely. He's going to buy a squally for his next diver. Nice. Very nice. Definitely. Enjoy it, my friend. Enjoy it. It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
And we got one more. See if you guys remember this one. I think Doc will remember it. Doc, you remember this?
I need a more clue. Like
this is
what he's
Clive's. This is Clive's collection.
I'm actually going to flip it the other way around.
Is this the one where he's got them spread out on the bed?
I got to say, this is I love it. I really do love you can just sometimes you look at a collection and you just get a good vibe. I love it. I love it to death. I love it.
Gotta admit that was creative.
There's a lot of anger in that rancher. That rancher's got a lot of anger, hasn't he?
He's got some frustrations on board. Yeah.
They might be well. How can I say? They might be well deserved. Hey, how's the new switch back to the main channel going, Arch? Any more experimenting?
Hey, I think we'll leave the formula to Coke alone, okay? We will leave the formula to Coke alone, okay?
So are we back to classic Coke or what's happening? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're not going to fuck with that formula anymore.
Well, first
okay?
he started by renaming the dungeon. Then he started by wanting to make the dungeon the main channel and then making this channel Lux's channel. I don't know. He must have a crackhead for a fucking YouTube rep or something. He's listening to the YouTube rep, or so he tells us. I think this was a shoot from the hip type decision.
Okay. Yeah, I did it myself, Curly.
Oh, it's got that written all over it.
They had me working overtime at Costco, so I missed all the excitement. I have no idea. It's back to where it was.
Back to where it was. We got I don't know what, 14 more days of him coming from the dorm room. Beautiful.
I got good internet now.
Are we sure that's all we have? Our 14 days? Is there a chance you're going to extend your stay?
Who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows? Jeez, Curly, I love you.
I know he wants to extend his stay. I already know that, Curly. He wants to stay longer.
That's okay. Hey, listen, it's his prerogative, right?
Yeah. He's not.
How you feeling anyway? You sound a lot better today. I heard you got alien piss, huh? Pissing alien piss?
Yes.
Interesting.
And his wiener's green now, he said. That's not good.
What was fucking Lux wearing green lipstick? What happened?
That's harsh. That's harsh.
That's okay.
Curly, tell me what's going on.
I seriously think you need to get some ivermectin while you're there, because I'm sure they'll sell it to you.
I'm sure they got good holistic cures in China. Maybe
they probably do. They're the ones that made the virus, so they probably have some stuff that'll
They probably
take care
got
of
some bat soup or some shit, some bat stew. Whip up some bat stew.
Isn't that supposed to be where they got it from in the first place? Was from?
Hey, those are some pretty good videos you dropped on your other channel. You got more of those coming, or is that it?
Which videos was that? The Bro House videos, you mean?
On the ArchieLuxury, yeah. You gave a crib tour. That was cool. MTV style crib tour. A little bit of content from the event. Yeah. Everybody's saying, for some reason, everybody's like, "Oh, the London content was boring. It was disappointing. There wasn't enough of it." I don't know what channels. I mean, what channels were the Archieverse watching? I mean, there was content everywhere. Marcelo's channel, your main channel, JJ's channel, Mookie's channel, The Dungeon. There was tons of content. We had a flood disaster. We had Timmy Meltdown. We actually had 2 Timmy Meltdowns, actually. People forgot about the first mini meltdown. I think bang for buck, we got tons of content out of London. I think that maybe the way it was presented, everybody's forgetting about it. I have no idea, but we're going to cover it tonight. We'll show you all the content.
Pavel's got a super chat here.
Yeah, super chat from Pavel. Yes, indeed, $10. Here we go. The only intelligent thing about splitting off the Lux show was being able to truly see how much money Archer's losing on the Lux with Wino Puppeteer show.
Boy, poor Lux, he's taking a lot of heat, man. A lot of heat. But you know what? Let me see somebody step up into his chubby little fucking sandcomber sandals.
Oh, is our good friend Herman banned from the Archieverse? He's just contacted me. I'm banned, Arch.
He's not
He is.
banned.
He is. Yes,
He is banned?
Yes, he is. He was.
Was he still talking about
He
hummus?
he dropped quite despicable comments when I was on the panel with you and OC. Then he changed his tune, and I actually showed the comments that he sent. I know that you read one of them because you were kind of confused about why he was mentioning your son Alex. Okay?
Yes.
That was number one. I warned him. I timed him out. I don't want to ban him. But then he decided to do some fucking stupid shit on his channel about ER and Mookie. Okay? So I have this to say to Herman. Herman, you've been on a 1 week bender of fucking, alcohol-fueled meanness. Okay? So take a break. You're timed out. You're not banned forever, but you're timed out. And you should be a little bit more, you've been around the Archieverse a long time. You should be more aware, okay, of your comments. If you want to go after me, that's fine. We've been doing that game a long time. But you know what? Enough with the Archie son. Enough with the donors of Mookie's channel and Mookie. That's it. You want attention? You got your own channel. Go spew your bullshit on your channel.
I don't understand. Why is he having a go at my son?
He's on a bender. He's been on a 1 week bender, on a 1 week tear. Okay. The way he communicates now is he puts up shorts on his channel. Mean little shorts from a mean little fucking alcoholic. So sorry, Herman. Time out.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Do your rants on your channel. We don't need them over here. That's all. Take a break. Take a break. Take a little bit of a break. Okay? And if you want me, hey, Herman, if you want to contact Archie, I'll be more than happy to pull up your chats right now and show him to Archie. But I don't want to do that because, you know what? He's trying to get past his grieving state. Do you mind? Is it okay? Hermy? Is
he in the stream here?
You're timed out, Hermy. You're on timeout, Hermy. You're on timeout because this is how I think of you. See the avatar I got? That's how I'm thinking that the state of mind you're in right now. That's all. Mean little alcoholic. He's a mean little alcoholic lately, Arch.
That's unfortunate.
But then again, it's your channel. You do what you want.
Curly, I greatly appreciate you looking after me, okay? I've been a little bit disappointed with things,
Well, Arch, that happens. What can you do? It's
sounds like he was taking advantage of the circumstances, which is
Doc, he could sit in there and say boring, loudmouth, unintelligent, this, that, the other thing. I don't care about that. But then when you start, going outside of that by, I'm on the panel and I'm speaking to Archie and OC as they're sitting on the couch at the bro house. And I start seeing these comments and I know Archie read one because Archie was like, well, what is this? What is this? What is this? Okay. Yeah. And then he says, oh, you lied about what I said. No, I didn't. Because I pulled up his comments. I showed his comments. They're fucking, they're idiotic. They're in London having a good time. If you can't watch people have a good time, or if you think you're the only one that's correct when there's 100 other people that are having fun, you know what? Lay off the booze, self-reflect, do a little changing. Or stay on your fucking channel, smoke your cigars, drink your beer, and just be mean on your channel. We'll communicate like that. There's no reason to be like that. I mean, I'm the first one that promoted his channel, went on his live stream. I'm more than happy to, but you know what? Enough's enough, Hermy.
I didn't know he was doing that. I know that he was doing a political rant, and I was jokingly saying he's a foodie.
Yesterday, anybody that mentioned his name, he did a short on his channel. So he went after, Angelic, Tommy, JJ. I mean, if that's the way he wants to communicate, okay. Just keep it on your channel. Keep the meanness on your channel. Other people are trying to have fun. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, look, Curly, you got to understand there. This, I really, I think the best phase of my mental state for me is not to give a fuck about things. You know, when I don't give a fuck, it probably works out better.
You do it well. You do it well.
You
You
know.
almost. I listen. That's what I admire about you. Listen, Archie. There's a lot of people that you run into that use that phrase, right? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But when you run into somebody who actually doesn't give a fuck, I admire that because it's kind
I
of.
was going to say that I think that's your baseline, and then you move from there.
You have to. You have to with being in this space, right?
Exactly.
It certainly doesn't hurt. It certainly doesn't hurt.
By the way, Curly, you can tell Mookie I got his invoice. No problems. I think the 22nd falls on a Saturday. That's tomorrow.
That doesn't concern me, Arch. Oh, look at who we got here. Hiya, Rancher.
Okay. Hey, Doc.
Yes, sir.
You did like a dungeon about Oklahoma City bombing conspiracies, right?
Well, I participated in it, but yes.
How come the person who lives in Oklahoma City who almost died in the bombing wasn't really asked to participate in this? I'm just wondering.
Because we don't want facts to get in the way of an argument, okay?
Well, you know, it wasn't really my
actually,
show.
That might be the most logical thing you've ever said.
I mentioned to the fellas that you were right there in Oklahoma, and you were in Oklahoma at the time.
I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to go to Social Security and file something in that morning, and I was literally right across the street doing something else, and I had to run back to the office.
You know, Rancher, I think we all agreed that it was very poorly promoted, the last show. Because,
it was poorly promoted. There was some debate about whether it was going to happen that weekend or at a different time.
Shoddy. It was shoddy. It was last minute, disorganized. It was a little shoddy, but that'll be the last one that's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, the last couple of clips, Curly, okay, I applaud you for that one. I actually salute you.
You had a lot of very good input with the JFK show. That was very good, and so I was happy about that because I'd suggested they contact you.
Hey Archie, I'm gonna go get ready. We got an after show planned after your main show, so give us a few minutes and we'll get it. We'll get it rolling.
Curly, I want to say a big thank you to all the shows you've done on the dungeon for me, man. I appreciate everything you do, man. Okay.
Hey, listen, you guys brought us a ton of content, so there was a lot of people that chipped in. Jack, Angelic,
and you're still making content for the dungeon. You do some on Mookie, some on the dungeon. It's all good, isn't it?
Until you decided to make it your main channel, because remember our agreement was, you know, when I do risky stuff, I can only do it on the dungeon, and
Kelly, we've rolled back the clock. It's all good now,
I just want listen. It's your platforms. I don't care what you do, but you just understand that you being on the same channel as me is not probably a good idea, you know?
No. I completely understand. But that space is all yours, Kelly. All yours, Kelly.
Yeah, because you know how people are when it comes to striking stuff. They might have especially your one-eyed grifter buddy over there. He seems to be a little desperate lately. You never know what desperate people are capable of doing. And I certainly don't want to be feel responsible for taking if you made it your main channel, you know. It's
Kelly,
different when it's just a dungeon on its own.
We're back in business here, okay, Curly?
We're back in business. Boys are back in town. All we need now is that you know, it'd be nice if you reach out to Bear and mend some fences with Bear and get him back.
I'm trying my best.
Okay.
Wait. You and Bear on the outs now?
I'll leave you to the rancher.
No. I was just asking.
Yes,
No.
Rancher. Yes, something. Bear has pulled back, taking a timeout.
Bear is taking a break. He's taking an extended vacation.
Well, everyone has a right to an extended vacation.
Yeah.
Archie's had one for like, what, 8 years now?
Exactly. Yes.
It's not confirmed that he's done with the show, but it is.
No, he
confirmed that he's
definitely
taking a
hasn't.
break.
He's just having a break. He's just.
Yeah.
It's. How are you, Rancher? Have you got a Mercedes again? You need to get a fucking Mercedes SL again. You know.
I'm having too much fun with that MR2.
Okay, so no more Mercedes talk.
Yeah, it's still there. If I want to bring it up, but it took him like, I still didn't get a title after 3 months. So, yeah. But
he's saying that because he's got this observation. It's not confirmed correlation, but you seem to be in a better mood when you had the Mercedes.
Actually, I took it on the Turnpike, that MR2 with the 2ZZ and the 6-speed, and that thing is a freaking monster.
But it's not a Mercedes, but Clive, you look good in the Mercedes.
Well, and I look ridiculous in the MR2, but it's still, I will die with a ridiculous smile on my face in that car.
The MR2 is not what would be expected when you think attorney. I think that's the reason that you probably enjoyed the Mercedes.
It kind of is expected for, oh, by the way, hey, Doc, I left you a voice message.
You left me a voice message?
Yes, on your iMessage.
Okay. Oh, you just did it. Okay. I'll check it after the show.
I'll play it during the show. Come on.
It sounds like a setup to me.
All right. Well, you like I said, you're playing that film, and I had kind of remember what I used to do with the Jewelers on Time.
Aha.
I kind of did something similar with that with the BMW.
One day we'll have to talk about what happened to you with OKC.
Well, not to mention the drama mama was OKCPD, and there's a bunch of shit no one knows about on that.
That means that she knew the officer. I forget his name. Yankee? No, Yankee. It's a weird last name. But she knew the officer who was the first on the scene.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't get into the conspiracy of it, though, because that's
because also
what this show's about.
OKCPD, their bomb squad swept through the building 2 hours before it happened. They knew something was up.
Well, a lot of people knew something was up because
Bob Ricks was there. Yeah, we know.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms made a point of not being in the building at all.
Yep.
In any capacity.
That's kind
weird.
Yep. All right. Anyway, I'll let you guys get to it. Have fun.
Rancher, any exciting watches?
No, actually, no. Like I said, the 1680 is the last thing I'm really excited about. The Jard Perigo, the vintage gold one. Right now, I'm just biding my time.
Did you buy the 1680?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You posted it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, along with my P08.
What happened as far as the Lariques you're out of completely?
Yep. They're talking about another one, and we'll see. I might get one, but the trouble is, like I said, I've got my own personal beef about how it's being run, and that's just my issue.
But it's great for flipping. If you get in at the ground level like you do, you're making a little profit.
I'd like to see that I was kind of right where everyone else is wrong. So, But especially if I can get my Project Watch version 2 out, then I would be a lot more excited about that than the Larique. And even Bill Sanders is intrigued. basically looking over my shoulder.
It's called a Virgin 2?
Yeah, version, not Virgin 2. Version.
That's not nearly as exciting.
Now, your rare birds, you got rid of the rare birds. They're gone.
Yep.
You made money?
Yep.
Big money?
Decent money. I'll put it that way.
I
probably should have tried. I probably should have done it like 6 months previously.
That would have been, you could make 10 grand on it.
Yeah. But
you know.
How did you sell them? You didn't sell them in Oklahoma, but did you?
No. Matthew Bain.
How was that?
Well, you know, actually, I was kind of expecting him to talk like this, but then I realized that's the Bane from Batman. So, yeah. But
I mean, is it a good place to go, you think?
Yeah, if you got rare and exotic Rolex, and that guy is all about rare. He's one.
That's what he does. Yeah,
yep.
That's what he's known for.
Yep. And he liked him. He liked him just fine.
Good.
Yep.
Have you still got that semi-bubble back? Gold semi-bubble back?
Yes. But I might be looking at the 16800, the transitional one. I might be looking at getting
a sub.
Yeah. And the reason why is because after the 16, I got the 16800, but then I came across the 1680, and there's just no reason to have two. And that 1680 just, there's no room. It sucks all the oxygen out of the room.
Unless, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but unless you went and got your hands on another purple. Thank you for the purple that you let me take. But
oh yeah,
if you went and got another purple, that could suck some of the oxygen out.
Purple, yeah. I have looked for a purple nurple. Also,
you're in Oklahoma. I'm sure you can find one.
No, not really, because Yankees, the carpetbaggers have come through and just swept everything up. Now, like Rich Buddy's Surdy, though, he's got a blue Surdy with diamonds. I love that. I love that two-tone bluesy.
Slate or gold dial?
Blue dial. Blue dial with diamonds. Two-tone. You don't see, that's probably one of the most rarest types. You don't hardly see that. There's really no.
I didn't even know that was an option to have a blue dialed Surdy.
Yeah, there's one in Texas I could have got for 10, and I kicked myself for not picking it up. But oh well. I mean, how many Rolexes does one need?
How many Submariners does one need?
Well, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, so I'm trying to go from 2 to 1. I had 3, but now I'm down to 2.
I can't even find one with a Google search to find a blue dialed Surdy sub blue dial. Okay.
Yep.
So tell me, what 2 Rolexes do you have now? You got the 1680 and the
16800
semi-bubble back.
Semi-bubble back. I've got the 16800, and I've got the 40mm Explorer.
Is it light blue?
Dark blue. And keep in mind when I mean 40mm Explorer, I mean the new one, not the Explorer 2, the Explorer 1. And I think they finally got the dimensions right on the big Explorer on that one. Wait, is that a super chat?
We got a super chat in here. Got a super chat here. Thank you so much there. This is a super chat from Patel Philippe, $5. AC3, pick the top 3 watches from Clive's former or current collection. You would like a colossal Vegemite butter cheese sandwich on toast dump on. Look, I don't hate any of the watches he's had. Clive's had some great watches.
Thank you. Likewise.
Although I can name the one he's thinking of.
Now,
I tell you what I really liked most. I really liked the Navy Themes AP. That's the only AP that I really fucking liked.
Thank you.
And you got the bracelet for it as well.
Right, which increased the fuck off rate by a factor of 10.
I
That's not
also
addressing-
liked, what else I really liked that you had there was your, I'm not a vintage person, but I love the story of the 321 Speedmaster.
Yep.
But
which is
that's
actually
not
in the community. You sold that to Mr. Valjoux?
Yes.
But that's not his question.
No, he said pick the top three from Clive's
No.
former
The
and
top three
current
to take a
collection.
dump
Let you
on,
take it, yeah.
which is
Well,
really the
let's
bottom three.
look at the best three. Look at the best three. The AP.
No. He paid you money.
He's paying money for the bottom three, the three
Yep.
that you like
Oh,
the
the bottom
least.
three. I must admit, I am sick of hearing about the rare birds. The rare birds. The rare fuck me dead.
Those aren't at the bottom. Those
They
are
were
very
almost
nice.
unsellable
No.
rare birds.
They were well. Here's also the thing about the watch market. Okay, really, what is a watch worth? It's worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. And
Look,
the watch,
I admit, you had to sell them. You had to sell it in Oklahoma. That'd be impossible to sell because they were a special watch. They attract a premium that unless you really wanted that function or look of it, you wouldn't understand. And that's the problem with the rare birds. It was for somebody who is in the know. Okay.
Right.
So I would say, okay, which ones would I take a dump on? I would have to say 3 watches, the 2 rare birds, and that fucking Mexican day with the fake bark finish.
I knew that's the one you were going to think of.
Fair enough.
All right.
Clyde, but the watches I liked most, 3 watches I liked most from your collection, I would have to say Navy Themes. I love that. Your 321, because the way you got that back to original, you got it serviced, you did this, you did that.
Did I tell you I
put
got
a lot of-
$6,000?
Yeah.
Can I say on the air that he asked me if he should buy it before he bought it?
And Bruce, sorry. And the doctor's response is, "You better buy it, or I'm going to jump on I'm going to cancel my surgeries, and I'm going to jump on a goddamn plane."
And the other thing is, I reckon the third watch I really liked of your collection. The third watch, I kind of like that semi-bubble back.
Yep. Well, of course, I figured you'd like a semi.
The other watch I really liked that you had, remember that blue, you had a blue dial date. Wasn't it a date? What was it?
No, it was a black dial date. Way, way, way back there. Now, I had a blue dial Yachtmaster.
Yeah, you did for a while, didn't you?
Yep.
But the good thing is, I got to tell you, the thing is, Clive, what I admire is you just don't keep them forever. You've enjoyed your collection. Who gives a fuck? I mean, I think you got out of the Speedmaster. You know what? So what? Doesn't matter. That's not the end of the world. You've also enjoyed some nice cars. You've loved the cars.
Yeah.
And,
and here's actually,
you're enjoying life. Man, that's fantastic. What's wrong with that, man?
Exactly. But here's the other thing, that P08 I got, unfortunately, it's almost the same thing as the Speedmaster because they're saying it's too nice. It's a shower, not a shooter. That should be under glass. That should be displayed. I'm like, ugh. And it was the Speedmaster.
Clive, you always wear your shit, Clive. You're careful.
Yeah, but actually, in a lot of ways, that's why I think this. I kind of think the Explorer is almost like the perfect.
That's right. You've got a 39 or 40. We got a 40, haven't you?
40.
What do you got now?
I've got a 40.
Have you ever gotten any kind of fight where maybe like your clients managed to get out of their handcuffs or anything like that, where you've had to get into a brawl?
No, actually, but I've been ones where the clients actually thought they could take down a deputy or two, or we're standing there in front of the judge. And of course, just like everything else, everyone just, you know, they react. The deputies realized what was going on, and they reacted. And the attorneys, including the judge, was just sitting or standing there with their mouths open, like, "What? Huh? You idiot!"
Clive, have you got any crazy courtyard antics? Any courtroom antics you can share with us?
Oh, I've got plenty, but I don't want to. That should be another show. All right, don't you have to end, by the way, pretty quick, or?
Yep, we're linking to Mookie's show today, but Clive, it was great having you on, man.
Yep.
And thank you for your condolence messages you sent me there.
Man,
really?
No one should have to. No one should have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Clive, what the fuck can you do, man? I mean, I've had this conversation with you before. Before he died, I said to you, man.
Well, my nephew is the same thing. Yeah, we've had
They were
conversations.
burning the candle at both ends, and I mean, I had the two oldest boys. You know, I thought the older one was going to be the one who died, but Clive, it doesn't take long for an accident to happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about MR2 again.
Oh no, sorry. You know what I mean? I mean, like if you're in that scene,
that thing is a goddamn monster on the interstate. I mean, it's like we've got this around Kellyville. It's like like 8 lanes. I call it the Oklahoma Autobahn. I'm not going to say what I was doing on it, but I was like,
so you put a 6-cylinder into it?
No. I actually put a bigger 4-cylinder with a second cam in. So once you start hitting, and then a six-speed transmission.
I thought the MR2 was always a twin cam.
You're modding it now.
No, well, actually, the prior owner had put in the 2ZZ from a GTS, a Celica, as you would put. However, I've been reading about it. Apparently, it doesn't. The 5-speed is meant for the 1ZZ. To get everything out of the 2ZZ, you need the 6-speed. So my mechanic, god damn, it took him like 3 weeks, but we finally got it in, and that thing is a.
That means you could even.
Isn't it an east-west? It's different. One's a front wheel, one's a rear wheel, isn't it?
He made it work.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was telling get a C60. He was like, I've got a C. I ordered a C63 at JDM. I'm like, are you sure that's going to work, Lot? But he did.
But see, now you're modding it. You're modding it.
He loves modding.
But, well, yeah, look, I molest my cars like you molest your watches.
Apparently.
Guys, we're gonna go and thank our super chatters today because we're going to link to Curly's show. People we want to thank today: Rich Mitch, thank you. Rich Foss, Jefferson Exotic, Mr. GMT. We've got Patel Philippe, Toyota Mo, Patel Philippe, Logjam 2, Patel Philippe, LV, Patel Philippe, my favorite Paris, Pavel, Duco, Patel Philippe. We've got Pavel, Patel Philippe. Guys, that's the show for today. We're linking to Mookie. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support. Getting better. See you later, guys.
Don't forget to hit